of the morning to you. May the fall winds of the Irish grace you as we prepare for football. American football, that is, in Dublin, Ireland. The Steelers, led by future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, battle the Irish-looking Carson Wentz as the Vikings look to remain perfect in Europe. Here are the lads to preview the game.
Alrighty there, as we talk in our Dublin Irish accents, for what a fantastic game we have across the pond. The Minnesota Vikings, 2-1. Pittsburgh Steelers, 2-1. One team will be 500, one will be 3-1. Who will it be? Tony Bell, up in the top right-hand corner, along with Bill Dunkel. We're here to break this all down. We have a question out there for you as well. Our question of the night: are the Minnesota Vikings better off with Carson Wentz? Simple yes or no. I know what my answer is going to be. I'll start that off with you, Sir Purple, Bill Dunkel. Are the Vikings better off with Carson Wentz right now than J.J. McCarthy? Your thoughts?
Yep.
I don't agree with you, but please.
100. Huh? Well, because I can't go from what I said in the offseason. In the offseason, I said they should have signed Rodgers for 1 year. Kept JJ as the backup, obviously. He was, he missed all the reps last year. That's big. And to expect him to come into this offense after missing all of last year with no reps, no snaps, and no everything. I mean, you can go to meetings, you can be at the game, blah, 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 study the playbook. That's half the issue. The other half is you have to practice, throw, chemistry, blah, 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 and none of it. And so, no, I think they'd have to sign I think they have to keep Carson in there until either he gets hurt or just is so bad. And then McCarthy, obviously, here's the point. As the coach said, and I think he's doing coach speak here, he's protecting himself. As I just read, he has to be 100% because his ankle, it's the right ankle. As a quarterback, he obviously needs to throw off that ankle. Helps him throw off, and how do I say it? It's tough again because I don't think he's ready. I mean, again, if they would have signed a vet in the offseason, forget it doesn't even have to be Rodgers. The kid could have sat. I think you're putting tons of pressure on this kid.
Well, he did sit all last year. Let's not forget that too, Bill. He had plenty of time to see what the speed of the game was, to learn the plays.
Yeah, I know, I get it, but it's not like being out there. And,
right. Well, true. I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that.
I'll be honest with you. I think people are putting way too much pressure on that kid, and that includes the fans. They thought he would just come in. Listen, he played a great fourth quarter. And by the way, and I'm going to agree with what you and both Tony said, and it's true. The coach did not put him in the best position. Either.
No. And the offensive line
take away Darius. Like Tony and I talked earlier today, and that's where I could say, okay. And I listen, if they go back to McCarthy versus Philly, okay, I don't agree with it, but okay. You didn't have Darisaw, didn't have Addison, all that, but the offensive game plan was absolutely horrendous. 5 to 7 step drops, no short, quick passes. That's how they should be. He should be getting them in, mostly when your left tackle's on, right?
Yeah, that would be something that would help, especially when your offensive line was a sieve, Tony Bell, in the first few games when McCarthy was getting sacked. And Carson Wentz got sacked 3 times as well, trying to do those 5 to 7 step drops. And listen, I mean, I think the key to the Vikings, Tony, in order whoever's playing quarterback, and I'm reading here, Ryan Peterson, also a fellow co-host of the show, does a lot of videos here, says no, Carson Wentz is not better than but
that's
option.
He's not the future. But if you tell
that's
me
that's what I want to say. That's what I want to say. But I want Tony to say it at his perspective. I mean, are the Vikings better off with Carson Wentz as their starter?
Right now, they are.
Right now, than
in my opinion.
Here's a problem. This team went all year propaganda that J.J. McCarthy was the man.
100%.
Okay?
Right.
First 2 games of the season, his own head coach and offensive coordinator puts him in a position not to succeed.
100% correct.
Okay, so here's the problem. Now, Carson Wentz basically gets the game plan on Sunday that friggin' JJ should have had the first 2 weeks of the season.
Quick
100%.
throw.
Bottom line. So
Quick
guess
throw.
what? We keep saying, everybody's saying, oh, he's not ready. Oh, give him more time. How much more time does he need? Jaden Daniels is playing. Bo Nix is playing. Drake May is playing.
But
How
there's a
much time
difference.
does he need?
Oh, I
They
don't
were
And
hurt.
how many years are we going to keep shuffling these friggin' quarterbacks?
Tony Bell, it is time to
Yeah, but-
end the Vikings' vice of relying on a backup quarterback and then having them lead you only to a point not to win a championship.
And I'm not blaming.
Last time I looked, Carson Wentz has won nothing in the NFL. 6 years, and he played on some really good teams. Philadelphia.
Yep.
He won nothing.
Well,
JJ McCarthy.
And I'm not. And here's the thing.
he did win in Philly.
I'm not blaming Carson, and I'm not blaming JJ. I'm certainly not blaming JJ. You got to start at the top, and it's about time these friggin' fans get off the goddamn. Oh, we love KOC. He's a friggin' god, and start holding his feet to the fire. Where was this play? Where was this play calling for the first 2 games for your rookie quarterback who did not have Darasol?
Well, you also have talent. That being at ESPN, someone I used to work with, Mike Greenberg, saying that if he had a fantasy draft for head coaches, that KOC would be first. And if whatever Kevin O'Connell decides, he was with Phil and Judd earlier this week promoting his book, whatever KOC decides would be the right decision. I will tell you, KOC's already decided. JJ McCarthy's his quarterback. And
McCarthy will probably be back by Philadelphia.
When he's healthy, he's in there. And there's I don't care what Carson Wentz does on Sunday. I don't care what he does next Sunday in Scotland. JJ McCarthy is the only answer. This was the young man they decided was the franchise quarterback. So if he's going to take his lumps, if he's going to struggle, he might be this year a little bit, might be, but the object for the Minnesota Vikings has to be to win the Super Bowl. Tony.
Okay, can I say something? There is a difference between JJ, Bo Nix, and Jaden Daniels in the fact that McCarthy was out all last year, no reps, and now is hurt again, which is going to put him behind again with the lack of reps, the lack of everything, the lack of execution, lack of chemistry, everything. Do I agree with the coach screwing this up 100%? I don't think the coach should have ever put him in this position. I think the coach should have had him to be the backup. How do you expect that kid to win 14 plus games this year in his first true?
Sam Darnold won.
You don't play him. You don't play him in preseason.
Well, I agree
when you
with that.
need the reps in preseason,
100%.
he didn't give him the reps.
He should have.
Right.
He should have. I think his arrogancy got to him there.
That's right.
And he has a plan, and he says, "I'm not going to defer from the plan." Let me ask you this: if Wentz wins the next 2, plays well, there is no way they could take him out. None. It's not going to happen.
Bill, you know what?
It's not going to happen.
I think this decision's been made. I think JJ's the guy.
Oh, I don't know.
JJ has to be the guy. And you know what?
Okay, can I just ask quickly? And I asked Tony, how do you look a veteran in the face that's nearing the end and say,
the
okay,
veterans
we're 4-1?
They know though. Everyone knows that JJ's got to be the guy.
Well, of course he's the guy. But is he the guy now? That's 2 different questions.
Listen, he's going to take his lumps. He might learn. They might only win 10 games.
Here, I'll give you this. Listen. How is JJ the guy? If they're running the same game plan they ran against the Bengals, now granted, the Bengals aren't that good of a team defensively.
Yeah, agreed. Yep, 100%.
But if he's running that type of a run-oriented game plan with JJ that he ran with Carson, and now JJ has his main target, which is Jordan Addison, that changes the game.
Well, here's the big difference, too, between what Carson Wentz got and what JJ got. JJ got Justin School.
Agreed. Yeah, that's all true.
Carson got Christian Darrisaw. I want to see JJ with Christian Darrisaw as his left tackle and see what JJ can do when that happens.
Let me ask you this. That's what I want to see. Is the coach, the coaching staff, and the players and the fan base going to be patient enough if they're 4-1 and are on a roll going into the bye, changing quarterbacks, and if he makes mistakes and costs you a game or 2, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know it.
No,
Yeah,
you're
but
right.
if you know your football, you should know that that's going to happen with the kid. But you should also realize, don't blame the kid. Blame the
No, I'm not
play
blaming the kid.
caller
The
and the
kid's
head
not ready.
coach.
You know, it's funny. It's funny, and I can relate this.
And by the way,
Red Sox.
McCarthy could
Hold
succeed.
on, Bill. Let me just say something. I can relate
And
this
I
with
like
the
the kid.
Boston Red Sox. With
I'm
the young
wearing a
man
shirt.
named Roman Anthony, who was hitting 200 his first
we have
2
him?
weeks. Oh, let's send him down. Oh, let's not play him. He's struggling. Well, Roman Anthony happens to be maybe the best young player in all of baseball.
21 years
You
old.
stick with him and
Yep.
you let him work it out.
100%.
Right? If the
Sure.
Vikings go back ass again, if this organization feels that Carson Wentz, 6 teams in 6 years, there's a reason for it.
Yep, you're
Goes
right.
back in this backward track BS and it decides, we're going to hook our wagons to Carson Wentz. When you pick J.J. McCarthy with the 10th overall pick,
Yep.
in his second year, you're going to waste another season of his rookie contract. It's horrible.
But
It's
JJ
horrible.
getting hurt now again is not helping.
No, I agree.
Okay, you guys, the kid's not hurt.
Well, I don't know.
I think
He's
he
not
has
hurt.
an ankle issue. I think he does, Tony.
He's hurt.
He's got hurt
he's not.
feelings.
Well,
Yeah, that's what's hurt. His friggin' pride is what's hurt.
Well,
I might-
when you get pressure, what was it, 60% of the time in the game?
He isn't hurt.
He was sacked, 5 times by the Atlanta Falcons in the first
Yeah,
half?
well, that was the terrible game plan.
Yeah, and that game plan falls on the friggin' head coach.
I agree.
And here's another thing too. And I'm on one
one
tonight. Here's my
problem
problem with KLC.
I want to hear from you all watching this show right now. Thank you for doing so. On
Nobody's going to, and I bet you people are not going to agree with me. I know that and I'm a JJ guy. I'm wearing a shirt tonight. I love the kid, but I just don't think he's ready.
So you got Bill's opinion. You got Tony's opinion. You know where I stand.
Torrey Holt,
Okay.
where are you?
Where's Torrey Holt? Where's other people? You know what? Chime in. Let us know what you think. Are the Vikings better off with Carson Wentz? Maybe
Well, can I just ask it this way? I'll ask both of you. If they're 4-1, going in against Philly, the Chargers, Detroit, Baltimore, who do you have more faith in? JJ McCarthy coming off an injury again.
I have more faith that JJ McCarthy will be the guy to win a Super Bowl. That's all I'm going to say.
Long term.
Put it this way. I got more faith in both Wentz and JJ than I do the head coach to call the proper game plan for playing those teams.
All right. We could spend the whole show on this. We got a lot of stuff we got to get to. We got the headlines coming up next.
We got all night.
Around the NFC North. We're going to get to that.
Why do we want to talk about the NFC North? It sucks.
Bill's bites, Tony's X's and O's.
Good point.
Our big 3 predictions and final thoughts. It's all coming up. So let's do headlines right now. Well, week 4 kicked off last night. And the Seattle Seahawks, quarterbacked by another former Minnesota Viking, Sam Darnold, who won his 8th game late.
By the way, Ken, before you go on, that's another thing that's coming up. We picked the wrong guy. Should have signed Darnold and kept him.
Yeah, but if you sign Darnold, you ain't got Hargrave, you don't have Allen, you don't have a lot of defensive guys.
And also, let's not forget the last 2 games Sam Darnold played as Minnesota Viking. That's why he's not back. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and let's put a little bit of the blame on the head coach for those.
I mean, that was about as brutal as – and, yes, the offensive line wasn't playing well. The Detroit game they were. That was one of the worst quarterback games I've ever seen ever by a quarterback.
He did this.
That was horrible.
He melted under the bright lights, and so did the head coach.
So the Arizona Cardinals kicked off week 4 with a win. Gentlemen, you saw those jerseys last night, all right? Your thoughts on the Cardinals' new threads.
Ooh.
Do you like those?
No.
They look like a crime scene happened on them.
A lot of people like these uniforms. I don't get it.
Okay, you know what? Nike should stop. This is part of their rivalry series this year. This is one of the new jerseys they're coming up with. They need to take the jersey rights away from Nike because Nike is just screwing them up beyond belief. This is god awful.
I agree, Tony.
God awful.
I like the Cardinals uniforms. I like the traditional red And this, I mean, I don't know. The fans apparently like him. Some broadcasters seemingly liked him. I don't. I think
I think most of your uniforms nowadays that the NFL puts out are uglier than sin.
This is not good. Kyler Murray looked like those uniforms in the first 3 quarters, and then he turned it on late, and then his kicker, his idiot kicker, kicked it in the non-zone, and Seattle got it at the 40 and kicked a field goal.
Could you guys believe how many passes Marvin Harrison Jr. dropped?
Yeah, there's something going on there. You might have some Troy Williamson eyesight issue.
Yeah, he dropped a lot of passes.
I don't know, but he's certainly not like his old man there, because his old man would not be missing those. And you know, Kyler already had a tough enough. That Seattle defense is the real deal. They're good.
Was McDonald a defensive coordinator?
Yes,
yep,
with the Ravens.
For Baltimore. And the Ravens want him back.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they miss him big time in Baltimore.
They're trying to run Mr. Orr out of town with his the way he's running their Baltimore's defense.
So, you know, week 4 kicked off. What does our week 4 look like over in Ireland? Well, our coach Kevin O'Connell gave us the latest on what the injuries situation is for our Minnesota Vikings. Let's listen to the coach right now.
Want to give you guys game status updates. We've got 4 players who will be ruled out. J.J. McCarthy, Donovan Jackson, Ben Urosic, and Andrew Van Ginkel ruled out for the football game. No, we will not have any other designations.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach.
Nick Vanetti time.
Yeah, Van Ginkel. This is something you worry about, getting a little older. Banged up. Says the foot situation from preseason.
Well, when he got hurt when he got hurt in Chicago, he landed on his head, tying to the back of his neck.
Yeah.
You know, if you've ever played football and landed on your head, it sucks.
It's bad.
And so, I mean, yeah, he got 2 sacks last week. By the way, one of those sacks was given to him because Browning ran out of bounds, so he didn't hit him. So he got credit
played
for
8 snaps. Did I read that?
That was the quietest sacks I've ever seen, because I didn't think Van Ginkel.
You know what though? Hargrave got one of his sacks in Chicago the same way.
Yeah.
Caleb stepped out of bounds. The Donovan Jackson one, me and Bill were at the game. He was blocking his ass off with a broken wrist. With a wrist injury. So
that kid's going to be a stud. I think he's
Tony called it. Tony TB called this on the phone about, I think, a couple, 2-3 weeks ago. The next heir apparent to Randall McDaniel, and I'm going to agree.
I would agree with that. I was very excited with the pick.
He can play ball.
I haven't always been lucky with Ohio State offensive linemen, because I used to think Wyatt Davis was going to be the answer. You know, that wasn't the answer. Donovan Jackson, pick up his slack and make it happen.
He's playing well in Houston compared to here.
With Ohio State, you gotta stay away from the quarterbacks.
Yeah, that too. You know that. That's an issue.
And by the way, one quick thing.
What's going on with CJ Stroud?
The offensive line coach here is not very good. Don't like it. But the offensive line coach in Jacksonville, they took from Minnesota. He was the assistant offensive line coach here. The assistant offensive line coach here. Now the offensive line coach in Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, his offensive line is playing well.
Well, we're going to see Blake Brandel, but he'll have Darisaw next to him, and he's going to have Kelly next to him. So he should be.
I think he'll be okay. He wasn't bad last year until Darisaw got hurt.
Yeah, and he's not going to. I mean, he's going to be the road grader. He'll help out in that. I think he was much better in the run game than he was in the passing game protecting. So, and he's playing guard, which he'll be protected with Kelly and Darisaw there, who will help him out in that capacity. All right. Well, a Viking, as expected, was crowned this week as the NFL Defensive Player of the Week. He's also going to get the prestigious honor of being the Nickelodeon Player of the Week as well. So I'm guessing there's going to be some slime being thrown around in Dublin, Ireland. But he was asked a question in Ireland about what it's like to play for Brian Flores. Here's Isaiah Rodgers talking about playing for a Flores defense.
I just love his scheme. It's just something about it. Like, he led the league last year in turnovers, and those type of defenses you want to be a part of. Being a corner like me. So I think just going out there and just focusing on everything that he teach us throughout the week, and just trying to do the best we can.
Congrats to Isaiah Rodgers, the first Viking to have 3 turnovers in the first half of play, and 2 of them went for a touchdown. No Viking has ever done that, gentlemen. So, I mean, I want to play in Brian Flores' defense. I mean,
He's
seriously,
legit.
It is so much fun to see what he does and where he moves players. You might not be happy with some of the, he's not going after the big names, so to speak. He's got a lot of interesting moving parts like Josh Metellus, but Tony Bell, it's got to be so much fun because the offense has no idea where the pressure's coming. And now that he doesn't have to blitz so much because of the signings of Jonathan Allen and Hargrave and Redmond and Rodriguez and Dawkins, Ingram. I mean, it's like it's an embarrassment of riches, and the Vikings are third in the NFL in pressure from the middle of their defense. It's like a new day has been born for the Vikings, Tony.
I don't know where they got this inside pass rush all of a sudden. These are outside of Hargrave and Allen. The other two guys were here, and the only one that was consistent was Redmond. We didn't see LDR at all last year, and then this year whatever they worked with him on, it's worked.
I mean, his explosiveness, you just see it. He is in that backfield almost immediately, and that's what I'm hoping to see on.
Now, keep in mind, it was Cincinnati. I have to tell the fans, we looked good last week, but it was Cincinnati.
Well, Cincinnati was 2-0 before they played.
But you know what Cincinnati is? Cincinnati, it's basically Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Anything outside of that, they're just a regular team.
Yeah,
the only thing that keeps them relevant is Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Other than that team's not very good from top to bottom.
It wouldn't be a surprise if they're in last place in that division when it's all said and done. I mean, they're not good at all, and the Vikings took advantage of it. But another opportunity to take an AFC North team this Sunday. I can't wait to see what Isaiah Rodgers and the defense does with the ancient Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers with really a lack of a running game. This is going to be fun because Flores is going to.
Who is running the ball for the Steelers?
Jalen Warren is their main guy, and then they have the rookie out of Iowa, Caleb Johnson.
Oh, they got Caleb Johnson.
Yeah,
who's been a disappointment.
He has been. A lot of rookie running backs. So, and you know this, Bill. Rookie running backs sometimes take a little time.
Yeah.
Right, Henderson in New England, he's
Ashton Genty because
that's the big
Chip
one.
Kelly
Genty
and a terrible offensive line.
Vegas.
That offensive line is bad, and with the Raiders. Yeah. Here's a question for you guys though. With the way today's NFL, the way football in general is coached, especially offensive coaching, is it more or less the line isn't good, or the offenses are taking the time to work on a running game with the line that they have?
A little bit of both.
Everybody's throwing the ball all the time.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bill. I think it's a little of both. And I think now that it's such a pass-happy league, they're more inclined to make sure they use really those short passes and the screen plays as part of the running game anyways, right? So, and now that it's a running back by committee, there's not really one bell cow back unless you're Baltimore or San Francisco, who have the last two bell cow backs being Henry, and who knows
Henry McCaffrey.
Right, and McCaffrey. Those are the last guys that you see and Saquon Barkley. Let me not forget Saquon. And those guys are the guys, right? And then all the other teams, you have a running back by committee kind of scenario. So it's a little different, but I think it's a little of both to answer that question. So, all right, let's finish up with some headlines of the week. This concerning all other NFL teams. First of all, thoughts and prayers here from the Purple Skull Squad show for Minnesota Viking fans goes to New England Patriots defensive coordinator Terrell Williams, who Mike Vrabel announced at his presser today is suffering prostate cancer. A lot of people on WEEI were wondering, a lot of fans were wondering why Terrell Williams was in and out and not visible all the time at practice. Well, he's suffering from prostate cancer, and we wish you a very speedy recovery. A couple other things. Jaden Daniels is out again this weekend. Brock Purdy is in for the 49ers. Maybe he's a little worried because Matt Jones is 2-0 in his place. And gentlemen, if I were to tell you that the highest rated quarterback in the NFL right now is a gentleman playing for the Indianapolis Colts, they call him Daniel Dimes. He was with the Vikings, another former Vikings quarterback, okay?
Who they tried to re-sign here. They did.
Yeah,
they offered more money, by the way, than the Colts.
Well, he also knew he'd probably have a better chance
That's
with
right. Right there.
with Anthony Richardson. But Daniel Jones, the highest rated quarterback PFF rankings so far. In fact, the Colts so far in their first 3 games, gentlemen, have punted once. Is there any chance
It's unbelievable.
that Daniel Jones could win the MVP award this year?
Hell no. He'll come back down to earth by week
I'm
He'll
just
come
6.
saying,
back.
I would this would be the most miraculous
He's
story.
going to have a test this week. We'll see him against that Rams.
Yeah, let's
defense.
see. Let's wait, because you're always waiting for that shoe to drop. No, we don't like that. We don't like
No,
it. All
because
right.
you'll never do nothing.
Yeah.
Let's get to our Skull Squad player focus of the day. And this guy is a guy that I know that Tony was dying to talk about. And let's just say this. I don't know what PFF is thinking or how they grade players, but to give this guy a 55.4 grade average, what the F are you watching? Because if you watched this gentleman last week, I mean, he was running every which way.
He's all over the place.
Barely missed a safety, sacking
Yeah.
Jake Browning. He's got 9 tackles. He has a sack. His 6'4", 247 frame he's playing multiple positions. He's playing outside linebacker. He's playing down defensive end. Flores is just using him all over the place, and just what he does, just creating havoc versus offensive lines. You see it, the explosion that he comes off the line with. Gentlemen, this guy, Dallas Turner, is the real deal, and I am very excited to see him grow and what's ahead as the Vikings continue to add these young stud players to their defense, Bill.
Yeah, he's heir apparent to Mr. Van Ginkel, and now he's proving with, again, hurt a lot last year, didn't get a lot of playing times. Now he's getting those snaps, and he's proven his worth. People just need to be patient a little bit too. I mean, that's another thing. And Tony said it best a couple of weeks ago on him. Be patient with him. The kid's got all the talent. He was, besides being injured, he didn't catch on fast enough with Flores' defense. Very complicated. Plus, Flores doesn't really like to play the young guys. But he's catching on, and he's making the most of Van Ginkel being out. And when Van Ginkel comes back, I mean, that depth is good. That's pretty solid depth. This guy, fast.
Yeah, he is noticeable,
fast.
Tony. Pretty much every play. I mean, he can go across the field so quickly. It's amazing. The potential for him, and I'm not just saying this, he could be a top 3 linebacker or even defensive end in this game before long.
Yep.
His biggest contribution Sunday was he shut off the run game. He shut the sweeps off. He forced the running backs to run inside, and guess who was there? That's where Redmond made plays. That's where Rodriguez made plays. That's where Ivan Pace made plays.
Well, isn't that a sign, TV, that he's getting it a little
Yeah,
bit?
that's a sign that he's getting it. He's not playing too wide. He's playing in control, and you want him to keep that up all year. Now he's going to face better tackles later.
Yep.
But right now he's making those jumps to where the future looks really good for this kid, barring injuries.
I mean, 6'4", 245. I think he's going to even add a little more weight to him, and it won't impact him because he's got that natural 4.5 speed. I mean, this guy is a weapon, and let's just say the excitement of seeing him develop, it's unbelievable to watch.
He can also play in a 3-point stance, which means
Yep.
he can come out of a stance. So he's got it. I mean, we don't know how long Van Ginkel's out. Now it's a neck, and necks are tricky. So, I mean, I
can't wait to watch him on Sunday, gentlemen. I cannot wait. I'm going to say this. I'm going to go on record as saying this. He'll have 2 sacks on Sunday.
There's no way Van Ginkel plays next week because of the bye coming up.
I don't think he plays in Europe at all.
No, he's not going to play next week.
I don't think he plays in Europe at all.
All right, gentlemen, it's time to go around the NFC North, going around the black and blue division. That is what we see right there in front of us. 3 2-1 teams, 1-1-2 team who actually played really, really well last Sunday and could be a team that's on the up. So this arguably could be the best division in football. I know a lot of people think the AFC West is, but this division is probably going to have 3 teams make the playoffs. And this weekend, the Cleveland Browns at 1-2 go to Detroit to play the 2-1 Lions. The Lions are 10.5-point favorites, gentlemen. Who do you like in that one, and why?
I'm going to go Lions, but I'll tell you what, Cleveland could sneak up on them and get them.
I think you're going to see a tough, like 21-17.
Well, and this is also true. Now, this is the thing. You're going to have Myles Garrett up against Penny Sewell.
That's a matchup to watch. The best offense, one of the best offensive linemen versus arguably.
If you are a trench guy, that is the matchup of heavyweights.
Oh, cannot wait to see
and then
that.
I think next week, who does he go up? Oh my God, he's got to go up against Brian O'Neill.
Yeah. Well, I think O'Neill's a lot better than Sewell, but we'll see about that for Myles Garrett, who really doesn't matter who's playing across him. He's going to be a factor.
He's a dominant player.
He is this. I think, and I hate to put people in Reggie White's class because it's almost impossible. But he's this generation's Reggie White. He's just. It doesn't matter. The Green Bay Packers, Tony and Bill, put 3 guys on them. 3.
Mm-hmm.
3 guys for blocking Myles Garrett. It still didn't matter. Packers scored a lot.
That's called respect.
That is called respect. Bill, who do you got in that game and why?
Detroit, because they're at home, and I think Detroit's going to win by 2 touchdowns.
Wow. Okay, so you think
not
Detroit's
enough offense for Cleveland. If that was in Cleveland, because they got to keep the score so low, and I know that defense is good, but that defense is a lot better at home than on the road, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because they just don't have enough. I mean, Flacco is just, he's old and they just don't have enough.
Well, this will put a smile on Tony's face.
I think Stefanski's on his last life.
I did too. This will put a smile on Tony's face, though. The Cleveland Browns are coming into this week's game with the number 1 ranked defense in football. And I think they're going to keep that game really close.
They could.
And I think the Lions are going to have to pull something.
And that Lions offensive line is not very good.
Not the middle of it, although they did play well. But the Ravens defense, which we saw,
can we talk about the Ravens' non-existent defense?
I mean, it's really bad.
They missed
their all-world defensive tackle in that game, but still, they had no answers for the Lions. That one drive that the Lions had, what did they have? Like 20 plays?
20 plays, yeah.
And like almost 10 minutes of time. It's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. All right. The other team in our division, this is going to be one of the most talked about games starting tomorrow.
Sunday night.
Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night, Bill Dunkel, travel to the Green Bay Packers. And I will just say this, Micah Parsons.
Wait a minute, isn't that game in Dallas?
It's in Green Bay. It's at Lambeau Field.
I thought it was in Dallas.
No, I think it's in Lambeau Field.
No, I think it's in Dallas.
Is it
in Dallas?
All right. Well, I still don't think it's going to matter. I think the Packers, they were really sluggish last week. I'll be rooting for the Cowboys. God, I can't believe I'm going to be rooting. These are 2 teams that are absolutely 1-2 in the hate department, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I can't.
You know what, guys? I'm going to root for a tie. I don't want either one of these 2 teams to get a win. So I'm going to say
Micah shot his mouth off.
2020 tie and 2 missed field goals in overtime. That's my. I don't want to see either one of these 2 teams win. But Bill Dunkel, who's winning this game and why?
Well, Parsons shot off his mouth saying, when I hit Dak,
undefeated,
it's gonna hurt.
That and being undefeated, yeah.
And I'm going to hit Dak and I'm going to make him hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This guy shoots off his mouth sometimes a little too much. I know he's a great player. Green Bay's beat up too on offense. Jaden Reed's out.
Cowboys are too with Lamb being
out. Cowboys are beat up. CD Lamb is out. The Pack will win probably by a touchdown.
I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be kind of close.
It'll
Tony,
be okay.
Your thoughts?
One quick thing. Dallas can't win at home hardly. They barely beat the Giants for crying out loud.
Yeah. They
should have beat the Giants.
They haven't looked. Dallas looks like they could be a team very easily.
Their defense is terrible
if they're lucky.
And I'm
just gonna say what all of us are thinking. Who the hell cares?
Yeah. Can they both lose?
Well, I'm going to say one more thing. Right? How does Brian Schottenheimer get a head coaching job?
Because he's probably the only one who is willing to to Jerry Jones.
Well, and also he's got a great last name because his dad was a heck of a head coach.
Yeah, the last name that didn't fit on the back of the jersey when his dad played.
All right,
Shoddy.
that's our look around the NFC North.
Wait, who did the Bears play?
Oh, who do the Bears play? I forgot the Bears. Who do the Bears play? Oh, they
That
play
tells you
Vegas.
everything you need to know about.
Bears play the Vegas Raiders. I believe that is in Las Vegas. Caleb Williams looked good last week. The Raiders, I don't know what to make of them. I thought
Ashton Genty's going to run for over.
You know what? This will probably be Genty's breakout game. I'm probably going to go with the Raiders.
I think
I'm going to go with
Caleb's
the Raiders too. I think the Raiders at home, they need to win. Although Raiders, honestly, they should have lost to the Patriots. The Raiders have not looked good at all.
No, they haven't.
They were on both sides of the football, which is
again wrong. I know why they hired Carroll, because they want to get back to respectability, but I didn't like that hire either.
They're going to have to move on from him probably after this year.
Too old. And Brady is more than just a part-time minority owner too, by the way.
So I'm going to tell you some guys, keep a name in mind that may end up with the Raider job. B-Flow.
Flores.
Yeah, I think Flores also, depending what happens in Cincinnati, I think it'd be a perfect place for Flores.
I think
both of the Ohio teams.
I think TB hit it more with the Raiders because of Brady.
Yeah, and it could be.
Yeah,
could be. And you know what? Flores being a former coach on New England, I think that's a great point.
And by the way, if he gets a job, more power to him. But I want him in the AFC.
Sorry, I don't want him in the NFC. I want to see him twice.
I think it'll be an AFC team. Only NFC team that would probably hire him, and it wouldn't be anybody in our division because they're set. It might be. I was going to say Atlanta, but I don't think they'll hire another offensive. They don't hire another defensive.
Yeah, they'll probably go offense.
They'll go offense.
That will help Penix out.
Maybe the Giants and Dabble.
And that Giants defense has some
possible because he's got great talent on defense.
He's got great talent on that defense.
Oh, now you did hear the rumor. Dexter Lawrence wants out. Guess whose name is at the top of that list?
Yeah, the Vikings.
We don't have the money. There's no money there.
I can't see him the draft picks giving up the draft.
There's
chiming in says Dallas will win the game. All right, Bob.
I hope, but I don't think it's.
I don't care. I don't care. I hope they both.
I do too. All right. So that's our around the NFC North. I almost forgot the Chicago Bears. Thankfully, you guys pulled that out. Bears, Vegas. I think the Bears are probably going to win that game. I don't know why.
Raiders, Genty over 100.
I'll go Raiders. Yeah, Raiders, Genty over 100. They probably win.
Players. Don't give up on him yet. The kid's got panache. He's got speed. He's got ability.
And Caleb will have a meltdown.
I want Genty to do well. I love Nash and Genty.
Well, one of us has Caleb Williams in their fantasy lineup, so maybe that's hence why I'm taking the Bears this weekend. So I'm not going to mention his name, but someone has him in the lineup. All right, let's go inside the numbers really quick from Vegas, and then we're going to get to Bills Bites coming up here. Inside the numbers, Vegas has the Vikings anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 favorites over in Dublin, Ireland. The over and under is 40.5, so they're expecting a defensive battle between the two teams. The ESPN matchup predictor has the Vikings winning 57.3% to 42.35% for the Steelers.
Total opposite of Odd Shark.
Fantasy must plays. Listen, the ultimate two probably every week when they're playing is going to be Lamar Jackson, 22.76, Josh Allen, 22.67. But for the Steelers, it's Jalen Warren as their number one point getter in fantasy. That is the prediction at 16.86. So Vikings, watch Jalen Warren. And for the Vikings, 33rd overall, wide receiver Justin Jefferson, 16.68 point projection for Jettas on Sunday. All right, that's a look inside the numbers. Now, Tony and I get to kick back, drink our water as Bill takes over for Bill's Bites. Here we go, Bill.
Oh, boy. Okay, the Vikings are 8-0 in international games, 4-0 in the regular season. The Steelers 0-1 in the regular season in international games, and that loss was to the Vikes in 2013. The Vikings were the first NFL team to play an international game. August 6, 1983, 28-10 win over the St. Louis Cardinals in Wembley. They called it the American Bowl in London at Wembley Stadium. Remember that game? And I know Tony remembers that game.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching that game. I was all wound up for that game. I remember that whole week and everything. I have actually now, if you go on YouTube, you can see highlights of that game. You can I think, maybe even see some of the game. You can see local coverage of that game. The Steelers, 16-1 since 2023 when they score over 20. 6-14 when they score under 20. So obviously with Mike Tomlin, if it's a defensive game, they don't win. And if it's they score over 20, obviously since 2023 they win. And I just think the Vikings. I mean, I once proud Steeler franchise, and I like Mike, but Mike and that GM need to figure this out for Steeler fans, because I can tell you, I'm friends with some Steeler fans on Twitter, and they are sick and tired of the sick and tired with
They're getting
Tomlin because.
impatient. They're
Well, they're
getting
stuck in
Right.
the middle. They're stuck
Yeah.
in the middle. Where that again, they got that disease. You're stuck in the middle, so you never really improve, and you're not bad enough and suck enough to improve, possibly. So, yeah, it's bad. Oh, one other thing, a bonus one, and I did not know this, and I do not know who won the game because I forgot to check that. But the Steelers have played in Dublin, so if somebody wants to check this for me, they can. 1997 preseason against the Bears.
Did they win or lose?
That's what I forgot to look at. If they won or lost.
Um,
You might know, TB. I didn't even not know that they
That boy
Still
Yogi,
won that
skull, buddy. Skull right back at you.
oh, what's up, Yogi? My guy.
Oh,
Well, Bill, also just a little historical fact between these two teams. They did meet in a Super Bowl.
oh yeah, Super Bowl
Don't-
night.
Yeah,
was
don't
the
remind
first
me.
Super Bowl I
you don't
remember.
want to recall what happened in that game because it was not good.
Well, I
16-6.
I got a different outlook of that game now that I'm older. It was supposed to be played in the Superdome, and the
Yeah.
Superdome wasn't ready. Now, if you look at it, the way that game went in Super Bowl IX, Bradshaw wasn't the problem. The Viking defensive line just got whipped up front with Franco.
And we couldn't run the ball either.
And we couldn't. We ran for 17 yards as a team. And then, Fran, and I love Fran, by the way. He's my favorite guy. But, somebody brought up a point. I've watched that as a kid, obviously, but 9 years old, you're not getting it all. And I watched it. Fran did not need to take a safety. He didn't.
No, he slid into the end zone. That's
Yeah,
what
why
happened.
the heck did he do this? What are you?
Yeah,
I
he
think
slid
he was
into the end
confident
zone.
we're going to
Grant
beat him.
Parkinson told me when we talked about that game in particular, and he just said, "Just look at those guys." Just
Oh
look
yeah,
at
he was
those
right
guys.
on that.
Oh
They
yeah.
were twice our size. Okay, my center was 240, possibly.
Yeah, well, he's right.
Everyone
on
on that defensive line was close to 300 pounds. And
Mean
that,
Joe Green got an interception.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that game.
Well, and
was
here's the
just-
thing was also too, they beat up poor Mick because they put
Yeah.
both Joe Green and Ernie
Yeah.
Holmes right on his nose, like the Chiefs did with
Like the
Curly
Chiefs
Culp and
did.
Buck
Yep,
Buchanan.
yep,
and typical
yep.
Vikings turning the ball over in inopportune times in Super Bowl.
Well, then
Typical-
John Gilliam with the infamous hit caught the ball at the 5, right, TB, and got whacked.
And he got
the ball was
whacked,
picked
yeah.
Off. And then Chuck fumbling. And
Didn't
and
Mike
here's the key-
Wagner have an interception in that game? The Steelers safety, somebody.
Blunt had the was
Blunt-
it JT Thomas? It was JT Thomas had
JT Thomas.
had the interception. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
All you need to know about the Vikings, they're down 9-0. They blocked the punt off former Viking Bobby Walden. It's 9-6. Terry Brown with a touchdown. Blair with the block. And what does Cox do? Misses the extra.
He missed the extra point.
all the momentum was completely.
Well, then we got
Yeah.
robbed too because there was a fumble there and the refs.
Yeah, that
said
I was
the
just going to
whistle
bring
blew.
that up. That was late. Wasn't that on the next drive?
Yeah, that was on the next drive.
And that was a third. Yeah, they fumbled. Now they say that the ref says. The funny thing is, the one ref said fumble, then the other one overruled them,
Yep.
and that's Steeler ball. And if you watch the replay, it is very close.
It's a
It's
fumble.
tough.
It's a
And
fumble.
I
one
thought it
other
was-
fact before we go to Tony's X's and O's, the Vikings
Makes me mad.
do lead the all-time series 10-9. So hopefully they make
Yep,
that
10-9
on Sunday.
Vikings, I believe. Well, the Vikings, this is the thing. They're considered. Well, this is a Steeler home game. I'll say this though, and if people think that Viking fans are going to overdo the Steeler Nation, there'll be more Steeler fans there, but it's going to be close. But there's a lot of Steeler fans.
Hey, the tickets. There's low tickets still available for the game right now.
Yeah, I seen that. What's up with that?
for terrace sitting. And if you know a little bit about the old arena in which the Vikings are playing at. Let's just give you a little background on Croke Park. It is the third largest stadium in Europe. It
Okay, did not
holds
know
a
that.
total of 82,300 people, but that's 69,000 seated, and the rest are all terraces. So whatever terrace is, you're standing, I'm guessing.
Standing room only. It's a
Standing room
soccer
only?
field.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's a soccer field.
There you go. It's been
Can
renovated
I just say
twice
one?
in 1993 and 2005. So
Did
to
not
be
know
more
that either.
modernized, and yes, as you can see by the Steelers in the end zone, they will be the home team. Bill, you had a question.
Can I? Yeah. What, Tony? Tell what you said to me today on the phone, which I did not know about. Good old Fish Eyes, on that he's a little bit jet lagged.
Yeah, he complained about jet lag. He
Oh,
said that
no.
he is
Oh,
jet
God.
lagged.
Yeah, he kind of ripped
Whoa.
the Steelers for what? For not getting over there earlier,
For not
right?
getting over there sooner. He wanted to be, he's like, if we were going to do this, we should have been over here by now. Instead,
And
we're
by
just
the way,
getting here.
here's another thing. They did not go. The Vikings went all out and getting their players there. The Steelers didn't. The Steelers went very cheap. Did you see that text that I sent you
I
guys
did
about
not
how
see
this?
that. Really?
Yeah, the Steelers,
Yeah.
the Vikings went first class all the way.
Nice.
The Steelers
Good
just
job, Wills.
no.
Yeah, because
Steelers
Isaiah
went-
Ryder,
on Sunday.
Isaiah Rogers had his he had his PS5 set up and everything on the plane. He said that's how he's going to enjoy
Nice.
the 18-hour trip.
There's a picture of the Steelers. You can hardly see they're in this regular. If you would fly just yourselves, they're just your basic seats.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
it'll
your
be interesting
basic-
to see how good old Croke Field does.
What
with
is
the
Rooney's
Vikings Steeler
doing?
Fans descending
Oh,
on their stadium. We will see what happens there. But now it is time. Now that we called an audible on Tony Bell, he was all psyched to talk about
he
Dallas
was happy
formation.
not.
Now, Tony Bell, take it away. It's time for his X's and O's.
Well, thanks to our fearless leader Eric Peterson, I now have to talk about a side of the football that I could care less about, and that's the offense. So, with that being said, the game plan that Kevin O'Connell called last Sunday against the Bengals with Carson Wentz at quarterback is the same exact play call that I said earlier that he should have been calling.
I agree with
J.J.
that.
McCarthy.
Yep.
That was the perfect blend of running the ball with Jordan Mason. My God, the guy's a bull.
Yep.
And then you get Aaron Jones back. Hell, you've got Xavier Scott. You've got a running game. Play action works. Play action rollouts for JJ would be his forte. You've got Jordan Addison back. You've got Addison, JJ, Hawkinson, Josh Oliver. Throw him in there too. Moving forward, the game plan that you used on Sunday should be the game plan going forward for the rest of the year, even with JJ, and especially with JJ coming back. The first two games, you put way too much on that kid's plate for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
He's got to get used to the game flow. He's got to get used to the game speed. His mind has to catch up with a lot of things. And unfortunately,
Game's too fast.
KOC did not help him in that area. Matter of fact, he set him back. So,
Yep. Agreed.
moving forward, the game plan from Sunday should be the game plan moving forward, whoever your quarterback is. That's just a recipe for winning games.
I agree.
Play ball control, run the ball, take time off the clock, let that defense sit on the sideline and let them be like, okay, yeah, now we finally get to play. Now let's go knock somebody on their ass.
And you know what's going to happen when that happens, Tony, is the safeties are going to step up, and then it's going to open up those nice deep passes.
That's good.
And the play action, and then you're going to have those 40 or 50-yard strikes down the field.
Yeah, it's not rocket science. And as much as I get on KLC because he drives me up a damn wall, too many times it's like he overthinks it. It's just simple football. You don't need a playbook with about 15 million plays. You need probably 50 plays at work, and the rest are just off to the side. You don't need all this other bells and whistles. And another thing is put together a game plan that if you're going to run with JJ, a game plan that works to JJ's strengths. Not this is my game plan and this is how it's going to run.
Maybe let him play out a shotgun a few times. Just saying. I mean,
yeah, for a kid who played a lot of pistol and shotgun in Michigan, he was under center all the time.
Yeah,
with us in the first two games. I'm just like, he's not used to that 7-step drop back.
No.
It's like let him be in the pistol. Let him kind of see. I mean,
can't you survey the field better when you're in the shotgun?
you can survey the field better, and also with your receivers, they got to break off their routes. You got to have shorter routes. These guys are running 10, 15-yard routes.
Well,
Same
you know what's
thing against
interesting?
the Rams.
You know what's interesting about that, Tony, is they are now for Carson Wentz running shorter routes. Why wasn't that in place for J.J. McCarthy?
That's and that falls right. It's again,
That's a head coach.
Nobody is holding his feet to the fire and asking these questions
Because people think he's a god.
Inside slants, quick hooks.
And I told Bill this too. Unfortunately, and I know a lot of Minnesota people are going to be mad at me, and I don't care. I'm going to say it. We've got two football coaches up here that are basically really good used car salesmen, especially the guy that's coaching our friggin' college team. That guy could sell a Model T.
Roll the boat. I told you what the guy from Boise, who used to coach Boise, who was office coordinator of the Gophers, calls them the Minnesota boat rowers because he got fired by Fleck.
Yeah. I mean, we've got that, and nobody's holding them to the like. They're this great, like they're these great coaches. It's like hold their feet to the fire, especially now. I mean,
but you know this coming into Minnesota, the nice press. They don't ask those hard-hitting questions.
Oh, Eric, please give me a break. Me and Bill were up here when they were trying to run Denny Green out of here after 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, I got to say one quick thing on that, and then we'll go on. You know, it's funny how he has lost 2 playoff games, and the media, nationally, locally, fawn over him. And Denny comes in, new sheriff in town. Everybody loves him at the start. And then after he loses to Chicago, everything changed. Even after the Giants lost, it started to change. But then everything went in a tailspin when he went 0-3 to playoffs. But even when 0-2, when he lost to the Redskins, then the Giants. Then people started wanting him out, and they definitely wanted to throw him out after the Bears. But I don't see the same
visceral.
Yeah, with O'Connell, and it drives me to drink.
Yeah,
because I lived back.
Accountability.
TB and I were, I was a big Denny guy, and listen, I mean, he lost those playoff games. He was in the Giant game. The team was ready. They just turned the ball over. They were not in that Redskin game, and they really weren't in the Chicago game.
The Bears
but people wanted him out. Yeah, the people wanted him out starting. He was not the new sheriff in town after the Giant debacle.
Dan
Barrero,
one of my favorite people, gentlemen.
Powers.
Had pizza
Boise
with him at his Torrey Pines home in San Diego. Had a very amazing evening of finding out a lot about what it's like to be a head coach in the NFL. And I'll tell you this much. That Atlanta loss, 1998,
that's
something that he was never able to get over. 99 actually, but it was something that I regretted asking him about.
Wow.
And he goes, Eric, I think about that game every night. I go to sleep. So you can only imagine what these coaches go through when the win and loss and the pressure that they face. And that team, as we know, was probably the best chance in our time, of being a Viking fan, not taking away the 70s, modern Vikings time, that the Vikings really should have won a Super Bowl. That year, they should have won the Super Bowl. I fully,
offensively, yeah, but that defense, I didn't trust.
Defense was not as good, but that offense was, it's very rare you're going to see an offense like that ever.
Well, what we all forget in that 98 championship game is Jake Reed did not play.
Yeah, that's true. That hurt.
Back. That hurt.
And Randy Moss had one of his infamous drops. Randy Moss had one of his infamous drops in that game.
Infamous drops, and
John Randall played, but he was hurt.
I love Robert Smith, but running out of bounds twice.
That killed me. And then them saying Gary Anderson hasn't missed a kick in almost 2 years.
And I love Denny, but calling by taking the knee is inexcusable when you had I think they had one timeout left.
They had a timeout left.
Yeah, with the top offense, you can't do that. You can't do that. Well, and then Randall doing this. Cunningham did this because Randy was open all day long over. They couldn't cover him, but he just couldn't get on the ball. He was underthrowing him.
Well, yeah, you know what the problem was all year, and I knew this was going to happen. Todd Stussy could not block Chuck Smith.
No,
He
that
had a
right
hard
before
time with
Hampton. That was
speed
right at
rushers.
our end.
Yep.
Everybody was stunned, and then Atlanta scores, so that changes the mojo.
And just
But
remember,
then
Atlanta was playing that game with a lot of emotions too. They were playing that game for their head coach Dan Reeves.
27-17, 9 to 10 minutes left, 3rd and 10, because it was at our end. And I said to the guy next to me, "This is the play of the game." And he said, "Well," I said, "Listen, if we stop them, we get the ball back and get a first down or two. You just run the clock a little." And and Jimmy Hitchcock on the double move got bit on the double move by Tony Martin, long gain, and there you go.
Yeah.
Field goal made, and it's now within 7.
Yeah. Unfortunately, probably one of the most brutal losses in Vikings history. I don't know why we're going there. Why are we
Well, by
going
the
there?
way, I'm
Let's
one of these
segue
people now that
out of
says they
that.
went to beat. I'm one of these people that says they went to beat Denver anyways.
Well,
because
I
they're
think
so
the way
beat
they
up.
got beaten up in that game too, they had gotten so many
They
injuries.
had 9 players that weren't going to play in that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
It was
I
amazing.
actually think the 09 team was the better all-around team.
Interesting.
And
Better
I'm glad they
all-around team
didn't. And I'm glad they
defense.
didn't win because thank God wouldn't have to deal with Childress BS.
I know him
'Cause-
being the
Oh, the
Vikings
secret
God.
squirrel.
first Super
You
Bowl.
love the secret squirrel.
You know, it was
Oh my
power-
God!
power-
How the hell he got? And he got the gig just by blackmailing the Wills.
3-yard out Tahi is a great player.
Kick-ass offense. Kick-ass
Yeah.
offense.
Kick ass. Yeah, okay. All right, let's segue into the big 3 for us for Sunday. Pretty easy, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Number 1, get him going. All right.
Yep.
Let's get Jettas rolling. Quick passes. Let Wentz do his thing. Carson was amazing on quick passes, no long dropping. Just get the ball on slants inside. Jalen Ramsey's great, but Jalen Ramsey's also old. And
Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
Jettas is going to step up. I think he's going to have a big game because the Steelers are going to have a hard time doubling Jettas. Why? Well, because Jordan Addison's going to be back.
Yeah, that's key. That's big.
And that's
huge.
huge because Jordan Addison's going to be
Absolutely
Carson Wentz's
huge.
best friends, running
Yep.
the best routes in football, clean,
Yep.
pristine. And when these two back together, the luck of the Irish is going to be with the Vikings. So that is number 1.
Hope so.
If Jetta's going, Jordan's going to help out in that. It'll open things up for TJ Hawkinson in the middle as well. And the Steelers are an older team. I know they got big names. They
Hey,
got
wait,
Watt.
hold it. Just one thing, hold it. TJ, I don't know if you've seen it. Him and his wife expecting a new baby,
Wow.
new child. They just announced it today.
How
Or the
about
other day,
that?
whatever.
How about
Yeah.
breaking news? Bill Dunkel from the breaking news desk.
Expecting a child.
So, I mean, the Steelers, most of their best players, Hayward, how old is he? That guy's incredible.
Hayward's like
He's about
32,
30.
33.
Yeah,
Okay.
33, yeah.
Right? So you got Ramsey, you got
34.
guys that are older in the secondary.
Yeah.
The Vikings, and what I think you had a statistic, Bill, the Steelers are 24th in pass defense. So
Yeah, the Vikings. Yeah, I missed that. The Vikings are 3rd in the NFL in passing yards allowed. Steelers are 24th on offense in passing yards per game.
I mean, the Patriots should have won that game against the Steelers, by the way.
Yeah, they probably should have. Fumbling the
5
ball,
turnovers.
Stevenson. and
5
all.
turnovers. Yeah, and the interception at the goal line.
And
Goal line.
Stevenson, again, he was there going into the end zone. What?
And then Demario Douglas not being able to get 1 yard on a pass play on fourth down.
He got held on 4th down.
That was a brutal.
How do you not get 1 yard?
Hideous. It was really the Patriots should have won that football game. But anyway,
How do you not get 1 yard, Bill? I don't know. Let's ask Nick Mullins in Cincinnati 2 years ago.
Well, I mean, Brandon Powell.
and Brandon Powell on the same play.
That's a good point.
170
Yeah, but
pound
wait a minute.
Powell.
Brandon Powell was a tush push.
Oh, God. That game was one of the most brutal play calling history.
That was another horribly called game by him.
KOC. And then Makai
Absolutely
Blackman
brutal.
just standing there watching
Yeah.
the touchdown pass be caught right in front of him.
Yeah.
Was another thing, right?
Yeah.
And then Jake Browning, what did he say? You shouldn't have cut me.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
You
Jake.
got to
Settle
revenge
down,
that
dude.
week. I know.
Now you
Settle
and then
down,
last
Jake.
Sunday you saw the exact reason why we cut him.
Exactly.
Settle down.
All right,
Jake.
so 1, get Jettas going in our big 3. 2,
Yep.
smash mouth football. We've got to run the football.
Yep, agreed.
Control the clock. Keep our
Mhm.
defense on the sideline so they can be
Yep.
super energized, pacing around. The man who reminds me of Kazoo. So keep Aaron Rodgers in the pocket with that big old helmet. There he is.
Good old
Keep
fish eyes.
Sue
There he
in the
is.
pocket. Pressure him in the middle. I mean, look at this guy. Look, it's Kazoo. That guy is
He looks like the great
I mean,
Kazoo.
there he is.
Dum
There's
Dum.
Aaron Rodgers.
Dum Dum.
That was him live complaining about.
Come on, Dum Dum.
There's him complaining about fatigue and jet lag with his big new helmet. Just control this guy in the pocket. If you control Aaron Rodgers in the pocket, he can't get out wide to extend plays.
100%. 100%.
And DJ Metcalf's not going to be a factor. And the Steelers are going to have to rely on Jalen Warren and Caleb Johnson running the ball. And I'll take
good old decaf Metcalf.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's number 2. And you know what? KOC, number 3 or 4, just coach the game the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. Just coach it where you're simplifying it for Carson Wentz. Let's face it. Carson did a nice job. Yes, you script good plays for the first 15 or 20. It's really those plays 21 onward where we're going to look at you for the stretch where really Minnesota should win the next 2
And to truth be told, me and Bill were kind of worried there during the game because
we talked about this. We talked about that.
Yeah, after those first scripted plays, that offense kind of went in the tank.
It did. Shut down.
It really did. So that's our big 3 for Sunday. Now it's time to get predictions. So I start with you, Tony Bell. Your prediction for Sunday, and then a final thought from you.
Oh, well, since I have to get up at the butt crack of dawn to watch my team play football.
Next 2 weeks?
Yeah, for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to say Vikings 24, Steelers 20. And it's very simple. It's very simple, KLC. The offensive game plan you worked last week, use it again. Keep using it until maybe a team catches on, and then change it up a little, but stick with it. And that means running the damn football. Just because you got Jordan Addison back doesn't mean you got to throw 50 damn passes or 40 yards every single friggin' play. There's nothing wrong with a short passing game and running the ball.
Exactly, Tony. And you know something? I mean, I heard KOC talk at his press earlier in the week before they went to Ireland, and he mentioned talking about going up against Mike Tomlin and the respect that he had. So let's just hear Kevin O'Connell and his respect for the person he'll be looking across the sideline from, one Mike Tomlin.
Pittsburgh Steelers, you see, the identity of their team all over the tape, and going to be a heck of a challenge. Like I said, nobody I respect more than Mike Tomlin and what he's been able to build there, and the toughness and the way that team plays 60 minutes every single week. We got to be ready to go.
So, Bill Dunkel, will the Vikings be ready to go against the guy KOC respects and Mike Tomlin in Dublin, Ireland? For me, Tony, you're at least getting to 8:30. Talk about having to get up early on a Sunday.
6:30.
I know my
PST time.
Yeah, my girlfriend lives in Vacaville. She's actually going to get up and watch the game with
her, and
me.
I will share some coffee. Let's go. I'll call her up. We're gonna have some coffee.
Well, see, she's got to get up anyway because at 10 o'clock her team plays. The Falcons.
That's right. Yeah. So she's gonna get double football.
Right.
Are we gonna do the post game show at 9:30 before?
No, we're not. No, we're not.
We should.
It's too early.
I'm ready. I'll be having the coffee. I'll be wired up by then. So I will be wired up then. Bill Dunkel, final thoughts in your prediction.
Okay. 23-17. Jordan Addison will have a touchdown. Jordan Mason will have a touchdown. Jordan Mason will run for about 90 yards. And Addison and Jefferson combined will have about 175 yards in receiving. Vikings will have 4 sacks. And one of those sacks will be by Turner, and he'll also intercept the ball.
Wow. That is as thorough of a breakdown as we could get on
I just don't think if you look at all the numbers, the Vikings could turn the ball over 6 times for all that. We know. I just think the better team is, and it's not even being a homer. The Vikings are just a better team. I mean,
listen,
the Steelers should have lost last week.
I'll be honest, the Steelers could very well be 0-3 right now.
100%.
Ages, you know what? Ages caught up with that team really fast, and they haven't done anything to change it.
Jets should have beaten them. Jets should have beaten the Steelers.
Well, and I don't understand. I know the guy was a head case, but I'd take him on the Vikings in 2 seconds. George Pickens. I don't understand why they traded him. I don't get it.
Oh, did you? Well, if
Because
you saw his meltdown in Dallas, you'd know why.
he have
Well,
another
yeah,
one?
that and the fact that they
He
got
had
Metcalf,
another
they didn't
one?
want
He
to
just
pay.
had about 55 in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he had another.
Oh,
He
I
had a
love this
meltdown
guy,
in
but what's
Dallas.
wrong with this dude? What's wrong with this dude? He has all the talent in the world. My God, dude, settle
All right,
down.
so that leaves me to do my final thoughts and my predictions. Well, gentlemen, you're probably going to like my predictions a little bit more. I'm going to say the Minnesota Vikings are going to set another record. They set 2 records last week. They set a record for Isaiah Rodgers 2 returns in the first half of play. They set a new record with Will Reichard kicking a 62-yard field goal. Well, the Minnesota Vikings are going to set an NFL record for most sacks in a game. I saw the Steelers' offensive line, the lack of. It could be one of the worst offensive lines in football. Why Mike Tomlin has not done anything to make this offensive line better. But the Minnesota Vikings will have 13 sacks. You heard me correct. 13
I was
sacks.
gonna say, do you know the NFL record is 12, right?
Yeah, so 13 sacks on Sunday. I already said Dallas Turner's going to have 2. Jalen Redmond is going to have 3. The Steelers have no answer for the middle of the Vikings defense. And as we already said, 29 pressures already. The Vikings are 3rd in middle of the Aaron Rodgers cannot move left or right anymore. He is going to drop back. He is going to be so frustrated. I have a feeling he's going to take his kazoo helmet and throw it on the ground and probably scream at his team and his offensive line.
By the way,
Vikings.
Who is his backup?
I don't know, but he better get ready.
Mason Rudolph.
Mason's going to
Oh, they kept Mason Rudolph? Yeah,
he's
Rudolph
probably going to not want to go in, right? He's not going to want to go in after he sees. This Vikings defense is so primed to be explosive, so much so that they can miss Van Ginkel. They don't have to have Blake Cashman. It doesn't matter.
That's all depth. And by the way, I'm glad you said his name.
Aspect. They will set an NFL record across the sea, a place where they're 8-0, okay? Yep. Bill already brought the statistic up. They already beat the Steelers in London, England already back in Castle days. But this is going to be one. It's just going to make the Cincinnati game. They're going to be more dominant against the Steelers than they were against Cincinnati. They won't have to score as many points, but the Minnesota Vikings will win on Sunday 38-13 and 13 sacks. You heard it here first, 3 turnovers. The Vikings defense will be number 1 ranked. They will surpass Cleveland. Unfortunately, Cleveland has to face Detroit. The Vikings, after Sunday, will be the number 1 ranked defense in the National Football League. And it's going to be without Van Ginkel, without Cashman. Harrison Smith's not himself yet. That's what's really going to be scary for the NFL.
Yeah, you're right. And that's why they're a lot better this year because of the depth. I was talking to Tony about this earlier today. Nobody's brought up, when is Blake Cashman coming back? Because they're going to be that when he comes back, then that just adds depth. And Tony brings a good point. Ivan Pace, even though he had a good game last week, to me, he's kind of a weak link.
He's still Pace can still
happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, gentlemen, to Mr. Wilson, right? And I think Mr. Wilson has really proven himself to be a tremendous signing by Kwesi. Wilson has already come in there. You notice him a lot, and he's big. Wilson's big. The Vikings are big. They're fast. They got youthful exuberance in certain spots. The no-name secondary, which I think they're going to feast off Aaron Rodgers. DK Metcalf is not fast. The Steelers don't have any fast receivers. Austin's not fast.
Well,
they don't have any game breakers. The Steelers have no game breakers and no run. So Flores is going to be able to cheat. He's going to blitz the hell out of Rodgers, who's too slow to escape the area. And the Vikings are going to step up their secondary, and they're going to take away the short passes. And Rodgers.
Don't forget, Rodgers got hit a lot last year in London.
Yeah.
Remember that.
He got hit a lot.
Well, and schedule. The schedule is in the Vikings' favor. Look at the schedule. Jake Browning, Fish Eyes, even though he's got that,
and Joe
Hall of
Flacco,
Famer.
And
then Joe Flacco. And they're playing 3 straight AFC North games, right?
Yeah.
Bing, bam, boom. And then November 9th, I'll be there.
I'm actually a lot more scared about next week. I'm a little more scared about next week's game than I am this week's game.
I love what Tony brought up in our earlier conversation today when TB said And somebody brought this up earlier, and I can't remember earlier in the week, but TB brought it up, and I think it's a very solid point. You know, the Vikings now will be acclimated to everything.
Yeah.
When they go from Dublin to London, and the Browns gotta, you know,
True. Plus
get
the Browns.
acclimated.
Here's the aspect we're not even
And then they're
considering.
playing Detroit, which they're
Yeah,
going to get beat
that's
up.
exactly right.
Mhm.
They all get out the Detroit hangover, which
If they and tell you what, if they pull it off in Detroit, that
Then it's a
hangover is going
high.
to be huge.
huge. No, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right because they're gonna have to give everything they got.
Right.
I mean, I
did it
hope they
against
beat
Green
Detroit.
Bay.
I just don't see it
So the
happening.
Vikings might catch them sort of at the right time. In fact, they'll have to travel all that way. But
It's not. You know what? It's not out of the realm of possibility that they do beat the Lions.
Yeah, it could happen.
It could happen.
We all hope it happens.
Yeah.
Vegas doesn't think that's going to happen. And let's face it, the Lions did make a statement against the Ravens with the poorest.
But that could be, you know, the only thing is that maybe they're on the hangover too from that game.
What? Okay, here's my.
They sacked Lamar Jackson 7 times.
Yep.
Just think about that. That defense sacked the best quarterback at escaping defenses 7 times. And that inside of the offensive line, which I thought was going to be a problem, they manhandled the Ravens.
But here's the thing with that game. What does Lamar Jackson have going against him now? He's got 2 things.
He's got a running back that can't hold on to the football right
Nope. 2 things. One is injury. One is injuries.
Yeah.
And the other is age. He's taken a beating, and it's caught up with him.
You know what, guys? I still think the Ravens, I think they'll make adjustments to that defense. The Ravens are going to be fine. Offensively, they're still...
Eric, you also said the Packers are going to win the NFC North.
Well, they still could. I mean, they could. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I'm not the
They'll
only
make
one
the
that
playoffs.
predicted it, you know? As long as all I care about is the Vikings get into the playoffs and they have a chance to do something.
Teams that are 3-1 to open the year 3-1 make the playoffs 65%. 2-2, 37%.
That's a huge percentage difference, Bill. So it is imperative that our boys listen, the Vikings dominate in Europe. We know it. We pillage. We're like the old Vikings. We're like the Vikings in those longboats.
I got to say one thing.
Conquering Europe is what
I will say, I think they will have an advantage. One thing over Pittsburgh is this the way they Giraffe and the team has done now. He's done this twice. He's 2-0, beating the Saints and the Jets, and they do the same thing every time they fly internationally.
They don't defer from the schedule. They don't.
Yep. They just go everything. I mean, look at the Steelers. They're going all out. They got practice jerseys that they're going to put for sale. They on the names on the back is in whatever languages over there in Dublin.
Dublin is English,
but it's a Gaelic.
But they're doing, that's what it is. They're doing the Gaelic. They're doing the Gaelic names on
what
the
back. What are they just like?
The Irish movies. You got to put on the.
What are they putting an O in front of the names or what? O apostrophe.
I don't know.
O Johnson
over there. That's a rugby field. They're not going
to. O Johnson. O Washington.
Okay.
O'Reilly.
Soccer and rugby are the sports of Scotland.
That's their sport. Soccer is their sport. That's the European sport.
This isn't their cup of tea. For Tony Bell, for Bill Dunkel, for Quality Control, amazing job with the pictures and the open. It's time for us to bid adieu. Have a great weekend. We'll be back with you after the Vikings beat the Steelers on Sunday. And our final words to you, as always, is
Skull.
Thanks for watching our official Purple Skull Squad show for Minnesota Vikings fans. The lads will be back after the game on Sunday to recap the good, the bad, and the ugly. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And Skull!